So now let's talk about administrative unit. An administrative unit is a container that contains users and groups. So why do you need an administrative unit? So let's assume that you're a global administrator in an organization and your organization has branches in different continents. Let's assume in the US, Europe, and Asia. Now, what you want to do is you want to create a container that contains users just for a particular continent. So, for example, there will be an administrative unit for the US region, another one for the Europe region, and a third one for the Asia region. And within these regions, you can have administrators who would have privileges just for that particular administrative unit. So here in this example, I'll create an admin who has rights over just the users within that particular administrative unit. Now, the administrative unit can, like I said previously, contain both users as well as groups. So let's create an administrative unit in Azure. So currently I'm logged in as the global administrator and this is my email ID. So if you want to check what your permissions are, you can always go to your users and you can open your particular user. So this is the user that I am logged into currently. And here under assigned roles, you can check what your particular role is. So the role here is global administrator. So that is how you can figure out what is the role that is assigned to you. So you go back to your default directory, you can click on administrative unit. And here what I'll do is I'll create an administrative unit. I'll click on add and I'll call this as the US administrative region. And I'll click on review and create. So here what I need to do is I need to pick a role for the administrator. So here the only roles that are available are these. So there isn't much choice that you have if you are an administrator for a particular administrative unit. So what I'll do is I'll pick the user administrator and I will assign one particular individual the user administrative role for this particular administrative unit. So I'll pick this particular ID. Now this particular ID has, so now this particular user will have user administrator rights over this particular administrative unit. And I'll click on add. And I'll click on review and create. And I'll create this particular administrative unit. So once I've done that, I can go to my administrative unit and I can add users to this administrative unit. So like I said, you can add both users as well as groups. I will add users currently. So I'll click on add user. So I will pick a few users who can be members for this particular, who can be members to this particular administrative unit. So I picked these two users. I'll click on select and I've added these two users. Now what I'll do is I will log into the administrator account for this particular administrative unit. So I had chosen Rohit to be the administrator for this particular unit. So I'll open this particular account. I'll click on view. I'll click on administrative unit here. So now being the administrator, I have just access to these two particular users. So for example, if I want to change some parameters for this particular user, I can do that. So I'll open this. So I can edit some values for this. So what I'll do is I will just change the last name to something else. And you can add all these information if you wish. So I'll just add these values and I can save it. And you can see that it got successfully updated. So if I go back to my default directory and if I click on the users here, so these are the list of all the users that are currently available in the tenant. Now, if suppose I want to change some parameter for this particular user who is not part of the administrative unit, let's see what happens. So I click on this ID and you can see the edit parameter itself is disabled. And whereas if I open this particular user who has access to that who is a member of that administrative unit, you can see that the edit parameter is enabled. Okay, so now I am logged into one of the users of that particular administrative unit. So if I click on view here, let's go to the active directory. So now this particular user has absolutely no edit permissions for any of the users. So if I go to the administrative unit, and let's suppose I want to edit this particular user's information, I'll click on this particular user, and you can see that the edit itself is disabled for this particular user. So that is because this particular user is just a member of the administrative unit and not one of the administrators of this particular administrative unit. So one final thing to remember is that you have to be a global administrator or a privileged role administrator to create an administrative unit and to add users to that particular administrative unit. So that is one important thing to remember. So unless you are not assigned these two roles or one of these two roles, you will not be able to create an administrative unit. So I will see you in the next chapter.